Hello there. I am Sir Yetimet, and I welcome you to the adventures in Dundras. On the last exciting episode of The Adventures in Dundras, our intrepid band of heroes, Talos, the Dragonborn Paladin, Dane, the Dwarven Paladin, Milo, the Halfling Rogue, and Dallen, the gunslinging Sorcerer Dragonborn, are heroes after breaching the water, exploring the depths of an ancient underwater temple, proceeded to debrief the captain of the Kraken's Skull on what transpired before they set their course for Port La Montagne. After several adventures and a few interesting things transpiring between Milo and his personal business, the trip had a mostly uneventful trip. Pretty much playing with their new gear, idling the days away aboard the ship until they finally arrived at Port La Montagne. After which, they went to the sea's respite for the night. As the party continued to finish up their final business, the party proceeded to get on the train the next morning and took off towards the horizon until they crested a hill and saw the spires of their home, Starfall Citadel. What new shenanigans and what new adventures and dangers await our heroes? Find out on this exciting episode of The Adventures in Dundras. First, let us meet with our players and see how they're doing and enjoy some small talk.
Bonjour.
Hello there. I see you're the only one here on time.
It's okay.
Well, they all said they all RSVP'd, so we know that they're on their way.
Hopefully. I don't know what's going on. Everyone usually is at least in here. Well,
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But in any case, we'll just hang out here for a little bit until they all show up.
very well.
I'll send a ping out to everyone else. Be all like, "Hey,
What's going on?
at least there's more than this is usually here." So there you go, nice ping outward. Hopefully that might attract some attention. So how's your week?
It was alright. Not too much going on, thankfully. Work for me Friday was actually pretty busy just because we have a country music festival going on this weekend,
Ooh,
and everyone coming in for that.
sounds fun. Probably not so much fun for you, but sounds interesting.
I got tipped well, so I'm not going to complain.
Not too shabby, not too shabby.
How's your week been?
Oh, it's been relatively uneventful, just doing a lot of work. Had a few things, I mean, honestly, work was rather uneventful, just kind of was doing my thing, helping out here and there. Been enjoying my more regular hours as I come in at 5 a.m. every time instead of how my other schedule has been, where sometimes I would come in at like 4 a.m., which kind of suck.
Well, that's good that you're getting to a more normal schedule.
Yeah. But besides from that, nothing else. So, relatively boring this time around, I guess.
You know what? Sometimes you just need that.
Yeah, and I don't mind that at all. Oh, that's right. Last night I did have an interesting thing that me and my wife went and did.
Oh yeah?
We went over to the nearby, essentially the nearby entertainment center. I don't know, it's called like the Kaufman Center. It's like a music hall, play hall essentially, where we went and saw a performance play of Clue based off of the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, look who finally showed up.
Hello.
Hello there. Glad you could show up.
How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. Just kind of hanging out here, waiting for everyone to show up.
Ah. I'm surprised not everyone's here yet.
Yeah, I was too.
There we go. Road 20. Very nice. Whee!
How was your week, Dallen?
Been okay.
Just okay?
Not a lot has really happened.
Yeah, same here.
What the fuck?
There it is. Dane just finally responded.
Yeah. Oh, I did forget to say, I can't wait until tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
That game I was telling you about is coming out.
Oh.
Gigantic. Been waiting to play that game for years. I've been hoping it was gonna be re-released.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, I was like, I played the game damn near religiously back when I was little.
Hopefully
It was
it's
a
just
sad
as good
day when
as,
they
you
discontinued
remember it.
Yeah. Oh shit. You got a Tibbet. Now we just have Durgan. And that's almost taken.
Oh, you talking about Helldivers?
Yeah.
We did what?
Surprised we took
We just have Durgan left for the major order.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
With 221,000 Helldivers going in there? Fuck yeah.
Aaron found out the game that we should get.
Wait, what?
I found another game that we should get.
Oh
Hello,
god.
Dane.
Hi, Dane.
Hey Dane, how's it going, man?
I'm here.
Oh yeah, Aaron, the game is called, actually I don't know how to pronounce this. Bopple Battle?
Fucking what?
Just look it up. BOPL Battle.
How
It
would
gives me a...
Dane?
Just a lot of work, really.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, nothing really much has been exciting happening on my end. How about you guys?
Thankfully, not too much on my end.
That's fair.
Yeah, pretty much everyone has reported that it's been a relatively uneventful week for all.
That's fair.
But I'm glad that you all made it and came. I'm terribly sorry about how last week went. I didn't realize at the time that it was a holiday that we had fallen across again. But hopefully from here on out, we'll have some better luck.
Hopefully.
Wonder if Talos is still asleep.
Most likely.
Well, in any case, we'll still chat a little bit, wait for maybe a few more minutes for him, and then we could probably get started with Adam. I imagine he'll be able to catch up.
Sounds like a plan.
So I was telling, I was telling Aaron about it, but last night, me and my wife went and saw a theatrical play of Flu based off the movie.
Ooh. Okay.
It went pretty well. The Mr. Green, he was, oh, wow, was he something? very flamboyant. Often, like, I don't know how many of you have actually seen the movie Clue.
Not.
Based off of the video, obviously the board game Clue.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Oh, you guys are missing out. Essentially, when it came out in theaters, the movie Clue was kind of had multiple endings to it. You know, similar to how like the new like they have different kind of iterations of Into the Spider-Verse or whatever it was that came out recently. No.
If I haven't really watched films in a while, so.
I feel like I've lost you all. Okay, so basically, the movie plays out how normal like murder mystery movie would go. It's very comical. It's very much a comedy. But when you get to the end, depending on like what theater you were in, would determine sometimes what ending you would get.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, so much like how in Clue, like you could have anyone else be a murderer and whatnot. Essentially, that's what would happen in the movie. Is that they had multiple different like killers essentially that would maybe possibly be. It could possibly be this person, like Mr. Green, or it could have been Mrs. Peacock, Miss Scarlet. You know, just kind of like have any of you actually played the board game Clue?
No, I have not. I've had the board game, but I never played it with anyone.
It's been a while, but I have played it.
Okay, well, essentially, just think of like a more comical version of that board game. That's kind of how the movie plays out. It's pretty good, and the original movie it has what's his name? I terrible because I always forget his name, but the only way I can think about him is smashing. Tim Curry. That's it. That's Tim Curry as one of the main characters.
I like how as soon as you say smashing, you remember who it is immediately.
That one's from the Wild Thornberries.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, Nigel Thornberry. I was like, hang on, I recognise that. Where's that from?
Yeah, Nigel Thornberry. He was Tim Curry, and Tim Curry's done so many other things. I mean, I guess I could have done Frankfurter if you're all a fan of the Rocky Horror picture film.
Or Long John Silver from his from the old live-action version of Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Muppets Treasure Island.
Yeah. He was such a good actor. He's such a good actor. Was.
I don't want to watch Muppets Treasure Island.
What I'm learning from this all is I need to culturize y'all, because y'all haven't seen some decent movies around here. I mean, next thing I know, you're going to tell me you haven't seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, I'm sure that most of us have seen that.
Well, about that.
Most of us. I said most of us. I know you're younger than all of us.
Ryan, you need to get that movie, go over to his house now and educate him. Well, not now, after the session, and educate him.
I only vaguely know where he lives.
Every time I tell you, and you still get it wrong.
You said, all I know is you live near Miami, but not in Miami.
Again, every time I tell you, you get it wrong.
Hey, I take pride in my consistency.
You know, right, Dane? You've seen that movie, the Monty Python.
Oh yeah.
I figured as a Brit, you would be obligated to at least have watched that.
Yes, I know of the knights who say knee. And their obsession with shrubberies.
I want a shrubbery! I miss those movies though.
Oh yeah.
I have not seen the Odyssey for that Monty Python. Whatever that one was called, where I forget what it's called, but I know that I haven't seen one of their movies. Oh shit.
started. Join whenever you can.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. That, pending his arrival, I believe you all are more than ready. If you are prepared, we can return to Dundras.
Can't wait for the recap.
It's been a few weeks, so I'm imagining that we all probably need a bit of a reminder of exactly where we were and what was happening. So, without further ado, let us get into the adventures in Dundras.
Woo! Oh, sorry, Dane, I took your job.
I can't believe you've done this.
Last time, on the adventures in Dundras, our intrepid band of heroes, Talos, the Dragonborn Paladin, Dane, the Dwarven Paladin, Milo, the Halfling Rogue, and Dallen, the Gunslinging Sorcerer Dragonborn, had just finished a dive deep underwater into an ancient temple, whereupon which they faced some Haggans and other dangers, but managed to come out with treasures of the ancients. Some of them possibly nefarious in nature, hard to say if that is or not the case, but in either case, having surfaced the water with their new cloaks of the manta ray, the party breached and landed on the ship. They quickly debriefed the captain on what had transpired underwater and about that mysterious entity that they only knew as Molag. Or was it Molag? Hang on. Let me double check my notes. Dagon. That's who it was. Sorry. A mysterious ancient being known as Dagon. After informing him what they had seen, they decided that they were going to set course to Port La Montagne in order to await the ship that they needed to go to Raven's Crest. As the party journeyed back, they made a pit stop at L'ile Outpost, where Milo relayed instructions on getting reinforcements and supplies to his budding new location for a tavern there, as well as getting a little more information about what Lure had been up to over in Antiva. Afterwards, the party headed north. On the way, they got harassed briefly by a band of new pirates trying to rob them, but were quickly dissuaded from their course of action by Milo, who almost superhumanly snuck aboard their ship and quickly assassinated their captain before intimidating their crew to head to Antiva, where they would get more honest work as a transport for supplies under Lure's leadership, and under Milo, essentially, his umbrella as the Comets Company Corporation. The party then had a relatively uneventful trip, playing with the new gear, idling the days away aboard the ship until they finally arrived at Port La Montagne. From there, the party went to the Sea's Respite for the night, while Dallen went off to find Rowan Dunham, the father of Sophia Dunham, who they had rescued back in Antarctica, and informed him that his daughter was in fact fine. Milo, meanwhile, went to the Drunken Beaver to make a business proposition. And in the morning, once everyone had gotten themselves a long rest, Dallen met up with Rowan at the docks, where they met Fradnir and Sophia, who had just landed ashore aboard a ship. Rowan and Sophia shared a tearful reunion together and thanked Dallen and Fradnir for all that they had done for them, and returned home to catch up. Fradnir told Dallen that he would see them safely home before heading to Starfall Citadel to find him. And this allowed Dallen to head back to the train station to reunite with his friends. At the station, the party boarded the train. Milo finalized the business proposition with an interesting individual at the last rail car. And then the train took off, guiding the party through the countryside quite peacefully until they crested the hill and saw the spires of Starfall Citadel before them. What new adventures await our players today? Where will they go and what will they do? Find out on this exciting episode of The Adventures in Dundras.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright. So, as you all crest the hill, you hear the train rolling about as you see the spires of your home off in the distance. You wager you're probably roughly about half an hour distance away from it as the train continues to roll along. There's a very few passengers there with you, just kind of mostly you, and you see a few individuals, perhaps workers coming to head to the Citadel or perhaps around it to do some work. Dane is enjoying a nice stein from back in the last car where essentially the Comet's landing rail car has been established. And essentially you all are rather enjoying yourself.
Oh, is that a wild Talos?
No, it's a wild chip.
Mmm.
Music ambiance.
I'm shaking in my boots. I'm not wearing.
As you all enjoy the rest of your peaceful trip, you look up at the sky. It's a nice clear day, some bit of partial clouds off in the distance. You can see just to the northwest of the train is your citadel, but as you look to the northeast, you see the imposing singular mountain of La Montagne before you. The countryside seems rather peaceful this time around, as the train begins to pull into the station.
Very nice, very nice.
You watch as the train pulls it to the station. It this train situated. Sorry, the train station is situated just to the east side of the Citadel, where the train pulls up. You feel you hear the screeching of brakes as the train slowly comes to a stop before you hear in the front. And you see a few people get up and start making their way out of the train.
Well, I'm assuming this is us.
I mean, the Citadel's right there. I mean, a little work won't kill us as well.
I really hope Dallen got on here. I haven't seen him since.
Hey, where is Dallen?
Well, as you take a look around, you see Dallen is currently has his hood up and his mask on his face, his helmet, if you will, as he's it looks like he's nodded off a bit on a chair nearby. Not the car with the refreshments, but the car just after.
He's holding onto his gun like a teddy bear.
Dane's gonna see that. It's like, we should probably wake him up gently. Wouldn't want him to start firing shots in a confined space.
Hang on. I got this. Milo's gonna take the gun out from Dallen's hands.
Is there anything I can do about this?
Roll a perception check. Because I don't imagine your passive perception is greater than that.
Let me see real quick, because I actually do have a decent perception. Passive. Actually, I could just look it up on my phone. Probably a lot quicker. What am I doing? I'm being stupid. Just enlarge the screen. proficiencies. Yeah, let's do perception. What'd I get?
Yeah,
Oh,
20.
shit.
Got a 20. Milo, you definitely slipped the firearm out from under his hands. Do you replace anything with it, or you just kind of let him just lay there?
No. As he takes it away, Dallen unconsciously takes out his infernal rifle and then hugs that as a teddy bear.
Fine, I'll do it again.
Almost the same exact rolls there. And once again, just whoop, you slip it out, and without any issues, you're starting to accrue an arsenal.
Third time's the charm. He takes out his gun axe and hugs that instead.
31. How's that, motherfucker?
Give me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, Dallen. A natural 1. From having been disturbed so much, you groggily just kind of open up your eyes and see Milo with all of your weapons.
My guns! As Dallen immediately tries to swipe for them.
Come on, get up. We gotta go. This is our stop. As Milo
Give me
will
my
then,
guns, please.
as Milo will then hurriedly get off the train, therefore forcing Dallen off as well.
Dallen starts shaking, like scratches his neck like he's a crack addict without crack for days.
Let's go to Starfall Citadel.
I need my firearms. Need the smell of gunpowder.
You do have something else to help with the nerves, if you remember.
Dallen immediately takes out some of the herb and takes out some gunpowder and kind of just fires it up, a small explosion to heat it up, and just starts smoking.
You immediately feel your muscles start to relax, and your head feels a little clearer.
Now Dallen follows.
As you all exit the train, you have a look around the station. You see that it's there's some benches situated around for anyone that has to wait, essentially. But other than that, the station seems to be relatively decent in quality. A little unfinished, though, but it seems that there are currently active workers working on establishing it as a better station. If you look to the north ahead of the train, you do see the tracks start to go onward, but then you see that there's a split in the tracks, where you see the one set of tracks continuing to start to head north, but then they kind of abruptly stop with some workers currently there. And then you see where the split is. It seems to curve off towards the west and then bends back towards the main rest of the tracks, where you can only, you could probably assume that this is how the train turns around and makes its way back to Port La Montagne. As you all take in this marvel of magic and technology, you all watch as Talos starts to head towards the gates of the Citadel. Well, let's see if there's anything new or different waiting for us at the Citadel. Come along, then. As he gives a bit of a wave and starts making his way up.
Hey, hopefully those disturbances that were here last time don't come back.
I really hope not.
I wonder if they'll repair your statue.
My what?
Well, the statue that you had in the courtyard. You had some claw marks on it last time, didn't it?
Oh, my gravestone! That's right! Yeah, we probably should go check that out. Alright, Dallen, here's your guns. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. Dallen grabs them.
I mean, if you don't want them back, I don't have to give them back.
Huh? Huh?
If you don't want your guns back, I can keep them. Won't say no.
Dallen breathes out a puff of smoke into your face. Nah, they're mine, as he holsters all of them.
And rearmed and re-equipped, you all head to the Citadel. As you make your way up to the gates of the Citadel, just kind of making around the path, you're noticing that there's some definitely new developments on the area surrounding the Citadel. You see some of the fertile green land around that you remember seeing before. Much of it has suddenly turned to a bit of a browner color, where you see individuals slowly going across it with cattle, horses, as well as you see some buildings have sprung up here and there. As you can easily tell that it seems that farms have begun to sprung up around the Citadel, and a small collection of buildings are starting to grow from ahead of the main entrance of the Citadel, moving off towards the west.
Hey, looks like a town is starting to develop outside the Citadel. Well, at least the beginnings of farming.
I thought this was meant to be like our home. Didn't realize there was gonna be an entire city around it.
They started building Greyhound's academy.
Hard to say. I mean, would Dallen even know about that?
No, he would not.
Well, I mean, there are definitely a small collection of buildings. It's hard to say exactly what each of the purpose of each of them serve, unless you went and explored a little closer. But as I'm looking over at Talos says, well, it certainly makes sense. When you have such a symbol of strength, such as a citadel, it is natural that those seeking its protection would start to gather up and group around it. As he just kind of gives you all a look.
Aye, that and it's a rather defensive position. And you got La Montagne to the north, you've got the ocean to the east. Sorry, the west. It seems to be just a natural place to have fortified for most of the south.
Indeed. As he just kind of gives a nod and heads through the gates past the guards. And as you all enter the courtyard of the Citadel, you see that much of the interior has not changed, although you do, if Milo usually kind of look over at your gravestone, where you do in fact see that it has indeed been kind of cleaned up a little bit and fixed from its previous desecration.
Good.
And if do me a quick perception check, as you're also looking at it as well.
17?
You can make it. As you kind of take a look, you can't help but notice that there is a new writing in parentheses next to the gravestone that was intended for you.
Mel's gonna peer at it closer.
As you take a look, it says, reserved for when Milo Highhill actually dies.
I'm gonna find the nearest servant.
It's not hard, as there are lots of people around. You see some over at the stables. There are guards, of course, stationed at the gate.
Excuse me, who put this on here as I point towards the new writing?
Oh, as the nearby servant just kind of looks at it and looks at you. Oh, I'm afraid I don't quite know, sir. I imagine that it perhaps was the architect of the statue. I imagine they're probably around here somewhere.
Yeah, if you could just get them to remove that last bit of line, that'd be great, thanks.
Oh, I shall relay that order. As he gives you a bow and heads off.
Can never find good help these days, guys.
Tell me about it. As Dallen takes another big breath of of not weed. It's not herb with question mark.
Is herbal medicine.
So, where are our rooms?
Inside, as one would find rooms.
Dallen looks at you, breathes another puff of smoke into your face. Really?
Hey, man, you're the one that asked. Okay, don't get upset with me.
Yeah, the three of you realize, well, Talos, Dane, and Milo, you all realize that Dallen hasn't been to the Citadel yet.
As I said, our rooms are inside, and where rooms normally are.
I love the vague answers. Dallen starts walking into the Citadel.
Turns out you're walking towards the kitchen. Hey, we should probably follow him and make sure that he doesn't wander into, like, just a random room.
No. I think we should let him wander and see if he goes into that random tunnels all throughout the Citadel.
Is there
Confused.
anyone holding food near Dallen?
Not currently. About the time that you've arrived, it's a little bit about 11 o'clock, so the official lunchtime has not quite started just yet.
There's not even a kid with a lollipop.
As you look around, there's not really any children in the Citadel at all. You do see some servants here or there, but for the most part, it's filled with a lot of people that seem to be very much busy, going around, doing some work, just tending to needs.
Dallen pulls out some of his rations, starts eating it as he's walking around.
Mel's gonna kind of whisper over to Dane, okay, maybe we should watch over him right now.
Hey, just slightly. He seems to be a little bit out of it.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it's his head's there in the clouds right now.
It's almost as if he's been doing drugs.
No. Herbal medicine.
With question mark.
Some nice, good, strong herbal medicine. Speaking of which,
Yeah, Milo got him the good shit.
let me see.
I know a guy, okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, for the rest of the day, Dallen, you now have advantage on Constitution saving throws.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Did you do it for a half a dose or a full dose?
He did half a dose.
Oh, half a dose? Okay, so you have it for a couple hours then.
Gotcha.
Basically like 4 hours.
Hmm. So they have to deal with this kind of Dallen for 4 hours. Got it.
Unfortunately.
Maybe whatever Dallen you want him to be after imbibing in some of that nice for the brain herbal medicine.
So I can be any of the personalities. Okay.
That's entirely up to your interpretation.
Gotcha.
Alan, why don't we take you to your room?
Just remember that the herbal medicine that you got was intended to help Dallen not transfer, basically have his mind transferred to other personas.
Yeah, I understand that. That's what I was saying. I'd see you if you remembered.
But as you all kind of make your way through the Citadel, you find your rooms. You see that they have been kept up nice and tidy. Beds are well made. Everything is well maintained. They are otherwise mostly untouched.
All right. Does Dallen know where his room is, or does he is there no maps or anything?
No, Milo is there with you, pointing out whose rooms are whose.
Got it.
Yeah,
Dallen tries walking into Namfoodles, thinking that says.
Name visuals is actually Milo's.
Oh shit. Anyways.
Yeah, as you go through, Milo is quick to give you a brief tour about generally where everything is.
And Dallen is stoned out of his mind, so he doesn't take in any of the information.
That's your room. Go take a nap.
Oh, okay. As he finishes his ration, finishes his roll he made. Okay, all right. Walks over and just lays in bed, I guess.
Milo is then also going to take out a piece of paper and just write the word Dallen on it and post it on his door.
And as you go to rest, what are you doing, Dane?
Dane's just gonna follow them for a bit until Dallen gets to his room, and then he's gonna wander. Really, it's one of the Citadel.
As you wander the Citadel, you see that a few more decorations have been put up, some more tapestry. It seems as if, and like when you were here previously, things were still kind of under construction. And it seems that it's progressed a lot more since then, but it seems the original design had it to be a very immaculate, a very well-decorated Citadel.
Very nice, very nice.
Eventually, as you're wandering around, Dame, a guard that's somewhat patrolling catches the sight of you and goes, "Oh, Sir Dane!" As he just kind of makes his way over to you. "Greetings. Was not aware that your party has arrived."
Hey, we just arrived not too long ago on the train.
The guards at the entrance must have been too busy to make a call out. And in any sense, welcome back to Starfall Citadel. I've been informed that Master Varys wishes to see you all at your earliest convenience, as he's still within the Citadel.
Oh, very nice. Where may we find Varys?
I believe he's located in the library.
Ah, very nice. That seems like an appropriate place for Varys. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I shall let the rest of the company know, and we'll go join with him as soon as we can.
Of course. I also believe you wish to be informed about the situation in the lower reaches of the Citadel. The situation that you had previously down there has been rectified. All the damages that accrued had been cleaned up as well as repaired, and the extra stores of the powder that was located down below has been transferred over to Nampoodle's workshop as instructed by Milo and yourself.
Ah, very good. Thank you for the update.
Sir, as he kind of clacks his heels together and stiffens up, and then heel turns and continues his patrol.
With a little bit more wandering, Dame will then go find the others to let them know that Varys is waiting for us.
And what are you up to during this time, Milo?
Milo would have gone and tried finding something again.
Why don't you make some checks? Because I believe I remember what you were looking for.
Well, to be fair, Milo did find it last time and left markings in the scan to help him remember where it is.
That's right. So, and as you do have a look, no checks required. You recognize your marks, and you are able to locate it again.
As Milo gets over to it, how the fuck do I open this thing again? God, or finally.
Let me see. believe there were some notes somewhere about that. I've been trying to find it. No, that's not it. Oh, where was it? Sorry, I gotta try and find where that was.
All good, no worries.
And then I imagine, Dallen, you're just currently just kind of chilling, just letting your brain just kind of melt a little bit. I'll take your silence as a yes.
Sorry, I was talking to someone. What's up?
He's really playing his character today.
It's always good to get in character.
Oh, what's up?
I was simply
I'm sorry.
inquiring what you were up to, like if you were just taking a bit of a small nap and just like kind of deflating a little bit.
Yeah, Dallen's sleeping off his high.
I gotcha. Oh, I know I saw it somewhere. I'm gonna try doing a word search, see if that might help me bring it up. That was session notes and highlights. That was that. That was that. How far away? Oh, here it is. Okay, give me an investigation check. Or another intelligence-based of your choice.
20!
20, soft 20. As you kind of take a good hard look at this thing, you kind of take your fingers and you use your expertise and knowledge to kind of feel all the edges and crevices of this entrance, essentially. And after a while, you feel a couple indentations in a spot in the stone that, as you kind of like glide your fingers across it, you feel it depress just ever so slightly enough that you realize that it seems to be some sort of like perhaps combination. And as you play with it a little bit, try a few different combinations, you do figure out what the right combination is, and you watch as essentially the door dissolves away, where you see a passage through.
When you say dissolves, like how exactly does it dissolve?
Like, it almost seems to turn into dust. Like, as you look at it, it is like it becomes very shimmery, like whoosh, like almost as if there's water pouring down, but there's no water, and it's not flowing. It just seems to be like it like turns into a fog. And the entrance itself seems to fit your body perfectly.
Well, Milo's gonna mosey on his way on in then, I guess.
As soon as you pass through, you look behind you and you watch as the haziness of the door seems to solidify again and becomes solid once more.
Alright, well, now I don't have to worry about, that not being there, and, Milo carries on.
Yep. Dane, as you go towards the rooms, you find Dallen in his room, kind of laying on the bed, just kind of knee up in the air, hands behind his head, just kind of napping a little bit. And as you take a look over towards Milo's room, you notice that Milo's not in his room.
Blast, where is it? Where has he gone this time?
Talos, you can see it is in his room, currently taking off his armor and having a look at it, making sure that everything is well in order, doing his usual kind of investigation, as he seems to be getting comfortable.
I will pop my head into Talos and just let him know that Veris is waiting for us in the library when we can get the group together. And I'll go do the same with Dallen as well, or at least attempt to.
Talos will just reply, "Oh, very good. Well, I will finish situating myself here, and then I will help you search for Milo, since it sounds, from what you say, he's missing."
Hey, he's disappeared again. I'm not surprised though. I'm
Could
sure
say I
he'll
am
tell.
as well. It seems to be his thing. Who knows? Perhaps he's just exploring more of the Citadel.
Hey, he's probably doing that.
I will join you shortly as he starts to put his bags down and get himself into some more comfortable clothes. Alright. As you, Milo, as you kind of continue down, like, it's a very short passage where once you get through, you see that you are in essentially what is a very unique vault designed just for you. So, I imagine, let's see, you would have had some decent time with the individuals that designed this particular vault. So, how would you describe your personal vault, having access to it? What would it look like after passing through a very short hidden door?
That is a good question. Give me a minute or two and I will give you an answer.
Alright, sounds good. Dallen, as you are resting your eyes, you find yourself having a very lovely dream. You see yourself there with Fradnir, looking much younger, looking like he's closer to your age, as you both are currently sitting at your ancestral home, just outside. Fields all around the island are green. You see the mountains in the distance. You can see what almost looks like a dot being moving like back and forth off in the distance in the sky as you realize the giants are probably playing some sort of catch. And you feel generally at peace.
Does Fradnir say anything to me, or is this, or like what's going on here?
As you look over at him, he kind of looks over at you, and you hear him say, "Dallen, it's time to wake up."
Dallen looks at him and speaks in a giant. 5 more minutes.
As Dane, as you were kind of shaking him, and you're like, "Dallen, it's time to get up." You hear him mumble, "5 more minutes."
Just in giant.
Dallen gets up begrudgingly. Alright, I'm up. Oh, hey Dane, how you doing?
Hey, doing alright. My apologies about waking you up. We've got to meet Veris, and we've lost Milo again. You're mumbling in giant in your sleep about 5 more minutes.
Yeah. My brother was telling me to wake up.
Was he using the sending stone again?
No, I was just streaming, I guess.
Ah, fair. Oh,
Did I eat one of my rations? Down looks at like a crumpled up wrapper.
yeah.
You're feeling a lot fuller than you were before.
Right? Down kind of looks like it was disappointed. I'm gonna take a ration off my inventory.
Yep, sounds good.
Oh, can Down take a look around his room? See
Absolutely.
what's around here? Do I need to do a perception check? Or what do you want me to do? Nothing? Nothing would be nice.
Yeah, as you take a look around your room, you see that along with some nice furniture, you see obviously a dresser to keep clothes, a bit of a changing area, a personal bath, as well as a cleaning station. Your bed, obviously, that you've become very acquainted with, as well as some furniture, chairs, whatnot. And then in another corner of your room, you see that has been dedicated to some other stuff. You see that there is, empty, a bookshelf in case you wish to display anything or have something easy access near a desk. And also another area where you can see some targets have been set up, both dummy-wise as well as otherwise, for you to perhaps use if in case you wanted to do some target practice or perhaps practice some of your spell casting.
Okay. Do we have any plans right now, Ding?
The only plan right now is we're gonna get the company together and go over to the library to have a chat with Varys. I'm pretty sure he's found some info about a lovely friend of ours who won't leave us alone.
Hmm. Alright. Well, I'm gonna take one of these dummies with me. When we're done with that, I'm gonna go do some target practice.
Fine. If you're gonna do that, do it out in the courtyard. Please don't do it inside the library.
As Dallen's picking it up, I mean, what do you think I was gonna do?
I'm just making sure. I don't want our home immediately full of bullet holes.
Hey. I'm not that bad of a shot.
I wasn't saying you was. Just those bullets tend to go through targets.
True. Dallen immediately holsters his gun.
It goes into the holster.
In either case, we can't really do much until we find Milo. I'm pretty sure he's exploring again. He's probably in the walls.
He's in the goddamn walls.
You two give me a quick perception check.
Boy reception. What's up? A 12. God, that's a really low roll for a.
Would I get advantage on this because I've already been in the walls before?
No, this is just a straight perception.
Fair. 18.
18. Well, as you say that, Dane, you both instinctively just kind of get into a stance and you listen very carefully, like, oh, and you do not hear anything in the walls, but you do hear some footsteps outside in the halls. They seem rather small, kind of like light footsteps.
Dane's gonna go into the hallway and have a look.
As you look out into the hallway, you see just barely a figure, a rather like smaller figure, turn a corner down the hall.
Dane's gonna go start wandering over just to see who it is.
As you kind of make your way over, you look around the corner and you see what looks to be a smaller, older figure kind of wandering the halls that you do not recognize.
Excuse me, are you lost?
I do apologize. I appear to be lost.
As you look around, you see kind of like a disgruntled old man just kind of bent over, just has got some older looking clothes and whatnot upon him, some robes. How would you describe him? You say he's got a beard.
Dane, do you remember in Port La Montagne, the old man
Yep.
child that you saw get
Yep.
carried away? That's how you remember him. And you see this person right in front of you.
Wait, wasn't he able to see through the disguise though? There at that point?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, I was the one then, wasn't I?
No,
One
no
of
one
us
was.
through it.
None of you looked through it.
No one was able to see through that disguise.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's like, sir, I see you've been finally released from Port La Montagne.
Funny about that. I've actually been released for quite a while now.
Very good. Good to hear it.
Dane, how have you been, my dear lad? It's been far too long.
Hey, been on some adventuring here and there. Nothing too crazy. Just, well, living life as the ancestors please.
I love the fact that you're not confused on how the fuck this old child man knows your name.
At this point, we're in the Citadel, so Dane's just like, It's like it's literally our Citadel. Like I'm pretty sure at this point everyone knows our names.
Give me a quick insight check, Dane.
Ready? Nat 20.
Ooh! After talking to this individual and kind of looking, you kind of cock your head a little bit, and you realize that this is another facade of Milo.
And how are you doing over there, Mr. Highhill?
I was just gonna drop the cane that he was using. God damn it, Dane! Don't let Dallen know, okay? Really want to fuck with him.
Dallen turns around the corner.
Hi.
Oh, hi,
Hey.
sir. What's your name? Oh, wait a minute. You're that guy that got taken away by the guards. How are you here?
I am one of many talents.
Wait a minute. You
Quick insight
escaped?
check there, Dallen.
God damn it.
I mean, Dallen's really bad insight. There you go. You escaped? As Dallen starts reaching for his gun. Pulls it out, aims it at him.
Dallen, I think at this point he served his sentence. That was a while ago.
True, as he puts his gun back.
Also, like I said, with bullets indoors.
Milo's, or Perrin Tea Leaf is going to bend down and pick up his can again. I do apologize, Dallen. I did serve my time, have no fears. I've been in that dungeon for far too long.
So, did Dallen see this old man have his cane drop down and him just standing normally? And just reached back down, grab it?
He was hunched over, and you saw the cane on the ground. And you saw Dane was before him, so you can only maybe... initial thoughts is maybe Dane startled this old man and he dropped his cane and he just bent down to pick it back up.
Dane,
Aye?
did you make this man drop his cane? As Dallen kind of just slowly moves his head towards you.
I'm gonna look over at Mr. Tea Leaf and then look back. It's like, maybe slightly. I mean, it's not every day you see a fully armored dwarf come around the corner.
I will admit, you did give me a bit of a startle, but it is alright. I am more than capable of bending down and picking my cane back up.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, see, how did you get in here?
The guards just let me through.
They just let you through. Are you one of the servants here?
Actually, yes, I am. I am your personal servant, Dallen. I was looking for your
Can you
room.
do an insight on that?
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, can I do an insight on that?
Go for it. Do a deception check again, Milo.
Can he have it at disadvantage since he was stoned when he first came in?
Let's see how your roll goes.
Not 20.
Oh, I don't see it.
I accidentally sent it to the GM.
Oh,
Ah,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah, I got a nat
Nat
20.
Oh, you're my personal servant?
Yes, Dallen. As part of my release, I was informed I needed to come be your servant for some reason. It also confused me as well, but it's part
So
of the
that
release.
means you're capable of helping me in any task.
Within reason.
Oh, okay, within reason. The old people where I grew up, they were always able to carry things that were surprisingly did not look like they could carry. So here you go, as Dallen gives you the dummy.
Baron Tea Leaf is going to look at you and say, with all due respect, sir, you can see I'm quite old and quite small. I don't think I'll be able to carry that for you. Whatever
Okay.
happened to respecting your elders also? What the hell?
Where I grew up, my elders were little bitch boys, couldn't carry things.
Doesn't sound very respectful for your elders.
You just dropping the dummy on him, Dallen?
Dallen was about to, but he's holding it over Milo and just kind of puts it back on his shoulders as he says, little bitch boys.
Now, as far as Dallen's aware, this is just a frail old man, right?
Yeah.
But you just threatened with a dummy.
No, he didn't threaten him. He just assumed since he's a servant that he's actually able to take care of any task that would be given to Dallen.
Again, within reason. Not fucking carry a goddamn mannequin around the fucking Citadel.
You are his servant.
What is going on out here? As Talos exits his room and kind of pulls up on his long sleeves of his nice dress shirt. He takes a look over.
Talos, it is very nice to see you.
Got a 15 on insight. It does not quite beat your initial check as he kind of looks at you and goes, nice to see you as well. You speak as if we know each other.
You guys never met.
Actually, I think you did see me once getting carried away to jail in Port La Montagne.
Oh, right, that's true.
Oh, right. I didn't recall now. The guards were cutting you off for some reason. Care to explain?
It was all just a misunderstanding. No need to worry. I have served my time, and I am here as Dallen's servant.
Indeed, as he,
Servant that can't carry mannequins.
his eyebrow cocks and looks over at you, Dallen. Well, I hope that he will treat you well enough. But, as he takes a look at the two of you, we should go find Milo. My dear friend, have you perhaps seen a halfling around here known as Milo Highhill? A bit of a shorter fellow, much like yourself, about a little bit, perhaps a little taller than you are. Tends to wear dark cloaks. Seems to be a bit of the sneaky sort.
Actually, yes, I know him quite well. I haven't seen him recently, though.
Very well. I suppose if you wish to get on with your duties, I imagine since Dallen was just taking a nap, his bed could use some making. If you would excuse us, as Talos comes and puts an arm on your shoulder, Dallen, and your shoulder, Dane, he kind of helps lead you down the hall as you all begin to search for Milo.
Speaking of Talos, I am now back. Apologies for the very.
Hey.
I am not a happy man right now. I am very angry with my dogs.
I imagine so.
Yeah, they got into some stuff in the kitchen.
Oof.
Rage. One of it was red powder
Oof.
on white tiles.
Big oof.
Ouch.
Yep.
That's gonna
And
sting.
And now one of my dogs looks like Clifford.
Well, we're glad
Anyhow.
that you made it. Sorry to hear that
Thank
all
you.
happened.
Yeah, sorry about it was so bad enough where I couldn't message you guys. I was like, it was something that needed to be attended to at that moment.
I understand. Trust me, I mean, when it comes to the messes that our little children can make, it can be quite devastating.
Yeah, especially if it's four-legged children.
As I just kind of look down at my dog that's currently beneath my feet, she just looks back up at me. Bye-bye.
That's like a me summon shit.
Oh.
Anyway, let's get back to it.
Yes, just kind of recap real quick, Talos. You all are at the Citadel. You've changed into some nice, comfortable clothes, and Dane has informed you that Varys is looking to have an audience with you, as well as with the rest of the party, at your earliest convenience. And you saw this small stature figure, which you were not able to determine was Milo, but it is Milo, but it's another one of his personas. And so you are currently off with Dane and Dallen to locate Milo somewhere in the Citadel.
All right.
And as you all actually start looking around, searching, Talos, you watch Dane, Dallen, how would you go about quote unquote searching for Milo? Like Dane, you obviously know better, but are you going to open up play around with it, and are you going to open up some secret passages or something?
Yeah.
Does Down even know about the secret passages?
You do now.
I don't think you would. Okay.
As you watch as Dane goes up to a wall, both you and Talos, you both watch as Dane just kind of pushes in a stone, and you watch it sound like a hidden door opens up.
Oh.
Well,
Like I said.
now I need to look around in my room, make sure there's no peoples or anything.
And as you poke your head inside, Dane, you look left and right. You do not see anyone in the passageways. And as you all continue to explore around, you come to a section of the Citadel where you see a set of some rather nice-looking doors, and currently lean up against them, hood up, kind of twiddling a dagger in his fingers. You see Milo.
Ah, there you are.
Where have you guys been?
Well, kind of looking for you.
I've been here waiting for you guys.
Oh,
Uh,
that solves it.
we did find this lovely old man that I think his name was Pen Tea Leaf that we found in Port La Montagne a long time ago.
Oh, is he in here? I haven't ran into him. Maybe I should go say hi. I, had a brief encounter with him.
Hey, apparently he's Dallen's personal servant.
Oh, really? Good for you, Dallen. I don't know what you've done for it, but you deserve it.
It's a servant who can't carry dummies, though. Down looks very, very sad.
Maybe next time they'll send you someone a bit stronger. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Anywho, we have a feasting to go to.
Alrighty, let's get moving.
Right.
Hey, sounds like a plan.
Thought head that way.
As you enter the library, you open the grand doors, and inside you see that it's a rather large area. You see many bookshelves. Quite a few of them are still empty, but you do see that quite a few of them have started to become populated with the books and tomes. As you see an individual, a rather older lady currently moving about inside this library, tending to some of the books, stocking them up. And it is rather quiet. The lighting isn't too terrible. And you do see the far distance set of tables and desks where a bunch of tomes and scrolls have been piled up, and you see a familiar individual currently hunched over, looking over everything.
Master Veris, long time no see.
He shudders a little bit and looks up at you all. Ah, my friends, as he shakily rises up a bit. Ooh, appears I've been sitting for far too long. Please come. I wasn't sure what to expect you all.
Our apologies on that. We got slightly sidetracked.
Oh, I'm sure you're quite busy venturing about, saving lives, the usual. As you all kind of approach, and you see some chairs are just kind of spread out amongst the different desks and tables, and you kind of bring him about and bring him up to his desk as he sits down again. You see that there's just lots of open books and lots of just papers and notes, personal writings just everywhere. As you look at the semi-gaunt face of one of your old allies, Varys. His nice bright red hair that he had and beard, they're still quite there, but you do see quite a few grays mixed in here and there, and he's got some deep shadows under his eyes as if he's been awake for far too long or staring at something for far too long, which either or could be the case. And but he gives you all a very warm smile.
I hope you've been taking care of yourself and not getting too deep into the books.
Oh, of course, don't you worry. Thanks to my heritage, I assure you that I've been getting plenty of rest. Unlike most of you, I require a little bit less rest than most others, so I'm able to get by. But please, as he kind of looks over at a nearby servant, could we get some tea, perhaps, a bit of refreshment? As the servant kind of gives a slight bow and moves out of the room. I'm very pleased to see that you all have made it. I've been very busy on my part. Not terribly much has transpired, I'm afraid, but I was getting ready to make an excursion out before too long.
Is this up to the forest to the northeast from here, like you previously mentioned?
Yes, I've been having some reports come in from that direction, and I have done a few excursions to the nearby east, just to the north of the mountain, and a little bit on the other side. Been finding a few discouraging things, I must say, as he kind of stroked his beard a bit. You see,
Sounds like
I've been coming across patrols of the undead throughout the northeast of here, inside the Great Forest. Now, a little bit north and northeast of here, of course, that is where I get more reports, as there is actually a populated village just up in that direction. And from what I hear, they've been having a bit of an epidemic up there, which is quite concerning and strange, as from last I knew, this village known as Blackheart's Haven was supposed to be a village of dedicated doctors.
doctors is epidemic, especially for the kids.
I'm afraid, Talos, I'm not quite able to hear you very well. Your mic is breaking up a little bit there.
1 second.
You're good. I'm not the only one, right?
No,
Okay.
it's breaking up.
Just want to make sure I wasn't the only one, because I was like, ooh, do I need to change something?
That's something.
What was that? Oh. I think it's still having some difficulties.
All right, how about now?
Oh, that sounds a bit better.
I'm having to use an older headset, unfortunately. Comes in.
Well, it sounds a little more stable than the other one, at least. Maybe.
What I said before is definitely of concern. Especially if it's a village of doctors.
Yes, quite. That is why after hearing further reports that the situation up there has not seemed to have improved, I had a gut feeling that perhaps something more dire, more sinister was going on over there. Which is why I determined to make my way up to that village to see what I can discover. Perhaps my knowledge might be able to assist them in some way, and perhaps I might be able to find some sort of link to Maldraxxus.
I'm willing to assist in any way possible. Especially.
Of course, well, I imagine if you all wish to accompany me up to Blackheart's Haven, I would certainly not unwelcome the company. See, to the northeast as well as to the east, amongst patrols, I have not been able to delve too far into the forest, as navigation in there could be a little difficult. And, well, it seems the further northeast that I go, it seems there's more and more dangerous and deadly undead, and, well, as strong and as capable as I am, unfortunately, the few guards that I've taken with me, they were not nearly as strong, and I've lost a few men trying to make further excursions up to the northeast. It's hard to pinpoint, but I have a theory that perhaps Maldraxxus himself is perhaps located somewhere deep within the forest in the northeast, somewhere out of sight and out of contact in a way. I'm not quite sure exactly what he's doing, but there have been reports that somewhere in the forest seems to be where he's located. After all, with the reports that I'm getting from Blackheart's Haven, as well as the presence of undead just to the north and northeast of the mountain, and a seemingly steady stream of undead traveling south from the forest down to Duskwood, I can only assume that he has some sort of base of operations up in there. That it'll take time to discern exactly where he's located.
We'll find him. Sure.
I'm afraid I did not quite catch that.
We'll find him. You can be sure of that.
Of course. After all, I've made it to my absolute goal to locate him and put an end to him. I feel awful that we failed. We had him back at Duskwood. But I dedicated all my effort and all of my strength to trying to locate him. After all, he is a threat, unlike anything else we have seen. After all, if he's able to somehow spread his influence far past the forest out to the rest of Dundras, who knows what kind of harm he could bring.
It sounds like he was trying to form some sort of alliance outside of this general area. It would be rather bad.
An alliance? As Vera's eyebrow cocks a bit and looks over at you, Dane.
Aye. When we were in Anadra Cool, it looks like him and at the time, Lord Thanatos were propositioning a deal to, well, take over Dundras and carve it up between three very powerful beings. One of them being Maldraxxus and Lord Thanatos. The other one is an unknown party member.
He puts his fingers together and kind of cups his mouth a little bit as he stares and thinks about this. This is a little more dire than I thought. If you have actual proof that he was attempting an alliance over from Anadra.
Actually, I might have the paperwork with me. I'm gonna dig around and pull out I think I grabbed it.
Yeah, it was after it took some translating and whatnot, but it was handed off to you afterwards, where you were able to kind of show it to Varys, who kind of quickly scans over it and reads it. Let me see. I'll need to do a quick check. From Varys. Where was his character sheet? There we are. Oh yeah, as usual, Varys. So, as he kind of scans this and takes a look, this is most... Well, it's a good thing that we put a stop to this, I imagine. To think that he had enough power and influence to reach out to, the leader of Anadra. And you're saying in this plot that he had transpired, this is most diabolical. You all have certainly done the world a great service. I imagine that you were quite unknowing about the full extent of what was happening, but as he kind of sinks a little bit in his chair, just deep in thought. I can't
Unfortunately.
imagine what his purpose is.
At least we were able to stop one part of it.
And then there's this PK. Ooh, even better. As he kind of thinks for a second, those of you that are watching, you watch as almost his eyes seem to almost kind of dart left and right, almost as if he is reading something in the air, but he's not focusing on anything in particular. And then he kind of stops in one spot and squints his eyes and goes, From what little I know about this PK, best that I can understand it, it seems to be the initials of what has been rumored about to be a pirate king. Little is known about what this pirate king is, but needless to say, he is some sort of mysterious ruler, entity of the seas. some theorize that he's been pulling strings all across the waters, and that the pirate lords seem to feign fealty to him in a way. Although, much more than that, it cannot be very easily determined.
We've been hearing movement. I believe we did hear something about it. It was something in Dred Rogers' ledger. No?
Hey.
Yes. I do remember you all showing me that journal. It's part of where I got my information from, although at the time we were all thinking that it was some sort of nonsensical gibberish, but more mentions of this PK, this pirate king. Perhaps that there's a little bit more truth to this matter than we suspect. But still, if that is the case, Maldraxxus was attempting to gain control of Dundras, the land, and then the water surrounding it via the Pirate Kings. Well, he would essentially have almost an entire continent under his control.
And of course, Maldraxxus already supplied bodies as well. Fight.
Indeed. The amount of resources, the amount of individuals within Dundras, if Maldraxxus had control over all of them, his influence, his power would be unrivaled throughout the land.
What's concerning me as well is where is Maldraxxus getting all these undead born?
It is quite concerning. It was not that strong before. After all, there was no undead presence after Duskwood for some time, but then very slowly Duskwood was getting attacked, and then as reports started to come to me that even more activity was seen, that's when I left and went to investigate. And even now, as more and more of these reports keep coming about, I fear that perhaps Maldraxxus has regained much of his former strength, and is perhaps maybe even seeking a means of increasing his strength further, to perhaps prevent himself from falling again as he did before.
Aye, that would not be good.
The fact that he's focusing a lot of his dusk also could be that he just wants to place the wants to maybe destroy the capture first time. Fight or more nowhere.
I think you're breaking up again.
Right. Sorry about that. How about now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Oh, are you trying to speak again? I can't hear anything.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Just making sure. I was like, oh, are we having difficulties again? In any case, I plan in a few days hence to travel up to, once I've gathered up a sufficient amount of supplies, I was planning on heading up to Blackheart Haven in order to investigate further and see exactly what is going on up there. And from there to see perhaps if I can help cure them of whatever disease or virus or whatever is going on up there. To perhaps use that as a staging ground to search further east into the forest and perhaps get a better location on exactly where Maldraxxus might be.
Aye.
Here I say
Well-
that you have another purpose that you are intending, Master Blacksmith.
Aye. We were going to make a quick trip over to Ravenscrest. I can't do that with the accent.
Ravenscrest.
Well, it was going to come out as Waven's Quest.
Little bit of Elmer Fudd there.
Oh? And pray tell, what is over at Raven's Crest?
Hey, I've been informed from Blackspire that potentially something that I might be interested in is over that way, specifically to do with my family.
Oh, you don't say, as Varys kind of leans back and strokes his chin a bit. Well, if it is a matter of family, I do understand. As I said before, I was planning on, no matter what, heading up to Blackheart's Haven, and I previously, when spoken to Milo, I told him that if I was not here at the Citadel, that he may find me up in that direction. So, I'd say feel free to head over to Raven's Crest to do what you need to. No matter what, I'll be heading up to Blackheart's Haven, and don't worry, I can, as you all know, I can handle myself when necessary, and it's further out of the forest enough, and there should be plenty of doctors and other individuals of strength there that I should be fine once I get there. I'll just have to help determine exactly what kind of curse or whatever is going on there.
Aye.
If anything, I suggest sending a letter to the hand that does able to, a great force of paladins. The Ashmont just one.
Yes, I believe I will send something to them to, with my latest reports and some of my latest findings. If I could send them some of this information, perhaps they can bring some of their forces up here to Starfall Citadel, as well as perhaps station them just north of Port La Montagne. Create a bit of a barrier to protect this poor civilians from this undead onslaught, but I know they have quite a bit of their hands already full down there, as the frequency of the undead attacks keeps getting worse and worse. And it's been difficult, I know, as they've been trying to sanctify many of the bodies they've been decimating, but that's the thing with undead, is that they're already dead. Even after you try to destroy or kill them, the frequency and the amount of bodies that they have is great enough that it is near impossible to sanctify them all in enough time to prevent them from being risen again. They have their hands quite full down there, I know.
There must be something of great importance to Maldraxxus if he keeps on attacking Duskwood.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know that's where he was interred, but...
That's been something that I've been trying to figure out myself. I had done enough of an investigation there. I couldn't determine if there was anything remaining there that he would be searching for, but well, as I've determined before, he is either searching for something there, or he is attempting to simply wipe that village off the face of the earth, as he perhaps had some sort of grudge against it. There is also the fact that it is a bit of a more remote location, and he's drawn quite a bit of a paladin and an army force there. So perhaps he's attempting to keep them as far away from his base as possible, as a distraction.
Or attempting to annihilate all of the local paladin guilds in one fell swoop.
As Varys kind of brings his head down a bit and strokes his chin. That is a fear that I have also had. I've tried not to dwell on it, but... And he kind of looks back up at you. All possibilities must be considered. If he is indeed attempting to try and draw as many of the paladin forces, perhaps he has some sort of secret weapon or magical spell that he could use to devastate an entire force all in one swoop. That would indeed leave much of the defenses of Dundras, unprotected.
And not forget the original Guardian that was supposed to be watching the there as well.
Indeed, and from what I understand, she's been quite a beneficial help to the forces down there as well, always at the front lines, trying to make up for what she had committed during her time under his control.
Hopefully we'll find out soon.
Indeed.
Put that down and get you back around them.
I wholeheartedly agree, Talos. And this is why my trip to Blackheart's Haven is quite vital. If if I can determine whether or not it is connected. If I can rule it out as a connection to Maldraxxus, then that'll be one less thing for us to worry about. But if there is a connection to Maldraxxus, perhaps if I can find enough evidence, I might be able to get a group of paladins worked out into that village to not only protect it, but to also perhaps cut off all access out of the forest from Maldraxxus. As with Duskwood to, of course, the south of the forest, and Port La Montagne and Starfall Citadel, respectively south and southwest of the forest, the only other access he has to the rest of the continent is west through Blackheart's Haven. And so it might be vital to secure that location. So, as he kind of leans forward and looks at all of you, do what you can. If needed, I can cast a sending your way to inform me of any changes to my plan or any discoveries I've made. And I do wish you all well on your journey. It is quite a distance to Raven's Crest, but I assume that you have a proper plan on how to reach it. Were you going by sea or by land?
To Raven's Crest, by sea. We were hoping to go with our lovely friend Captain Barbosa, but he informed us that unfortunately his skills are not up to the task of piloting around Raven's Crest. So there is as an experienced captain coming in from Crest itself, and I believe a warship. And we're hoping to acquire a passage on there to Raven's Crest.
Well, that is quite logical. I'm quite curious as to why he would have refused service. He must be very uncomfortable with a trip like that. I've known quite a few captains that have traversed their way to Raven's Crest, but I've also heard of quite a few, many more not quite making it through.
The way he described the waters around there, quite the experienced hand in those waters.
I suppose that does make some sense. I haven't been there myself, but I have heard some stories about it. And supposedly their sailors are some of the best in the land. I hear that some of them that train there get sent off to other continents that, in order to better serve some of the highest bidders for naval commands.
Aye. It wouldn't surprise me, especially if they've got some rather nasty waters around. It would make sense that they'd be very skilled sailors.
Of course. Well, imagine if you're getting one of the best, or at least a sailor that is well acquainted, then you should have a safe enough trip over. But I imagine that you'll be rather bored, so I hope you have some things to help pass the time away until you arrive over there.
I'm pretty sure we can. I'm pretty sure we can figure something out.
We're in the company of friends. Of course we're gonna have something to do.
Very well. I have a few more things of research here to go over before I make my way north. I wanted to equip myself with as much medical knowledge as I can, so that way I don't stand out like a sore thumb amongst the many doctors there. But if you all are sticking around a few days till then, in case you need anything, I'm always happy to help.
Aye, and if you should need anything from us before we leave as well, do not hesitate to ask.
Of course. That was all I required. I'm very glad to see you all. I do wish it was under better circumstances, but it is always a joy to see you all.
Aye, a pleasure as always, Velis. It's always a good time seeing you as well.
And he gives you a nice warm smile.
Oh, while you're here, have you heard anything from Elias?
Let me double check here. Ah, of course. I try to keep in contact with him as best I can. You know how he is, though. He's very much combat forward. He's been busy down there at Duskwood, continuing his campaign against the undead. He's, for what I understand, he's tried to make several advances up north through the forest, but he and his forces generally get pushed back by an overwhelming undead forces, and they've been at a bit of a stalemate for some time.
Hmm.
And from what I understand, between taking the fight to the undead, he spends the rest of his time training up new batches of paladins in Duskwood itself, getting them ready to join the front lines, as they could say.
I can see that. He definitely has a way with, well, a way with new recruits.
That he does. Varys has a nice, kind of warm, nostalgic smile as you all have flashbacks to when you were under his wing and you were dealing with the undead threat originally in Duskwood. I'm
But
pleased to say that he is definitely not fallen, and he's keeping himself busy as always.
very good. So go to here.
Well, I won't let you all stay in a dusty old library hanging around a bookworm like me. I imagine you all have lots of downtime that you wish to be getting to. Rest. Ding-a-ling-ling-ling. Oh, as Ferris kind of peeks up a little bit as a servant enters through the door. Master Brightwood, your tea is ready, and it is being accompanied by lunch. Oh, very good. It would appear that, well, lunch is upon us. Shall we, Jit? As he kind of rises a little bit and indicates his hands towards the door.
Certainly. Say no to any food.
And as you all stand and you follow the servants to the banquet hall, you all enjoy some nice talks with each other, catching up with Varys, as well as enjoying yourselves a nice hearty meal. A combination of some what seems to be roasted duck with a little bit of stuffing within it, provided alcoholic and otherwise some tea beverages, a few veggies on the side, such as some nice grilled corn. You have yourself some very lovely mixed greens, a bit of a salad, if you will, an overall well-balanced meal.
What a nice.
Dallen, you don't eat as much because you eat a little bit just to be polite, but eating your rations for earlier have kind of filled you up.
Dal just eating, like, trying to stuff his face, but, like, you can tell, like, he's struggling.
At the end of your meal, Varys stands up and looks at you all. I've greatly enjoyed catching up with you all. It has been a great distraction from my work, but I'm afraid I must get back to it. If you need anything, I will be in the library, as he gives you all a bow.
Dane's gonna do a slight bow back to Varys.
Don's gonna give a
likewise.
small head nod to him.
And he heads back towards the library, leaving you all there to finish up.
Informative and worse.
I didn't quite catch that, Talos.
That's definitely informative and worse.
And as the servants clean up your platters and plates and take them back to the kitchen, the day is yours.
Well, I think Dane's gonna go out into the courtyard and do a bit of training for a bit.
Sounds good. You head out to the courtyard where you find the training grounds. Plenty of training weapons, dummies, and whatnot are already displayed there quite nicely, and you get about to practicing. And the rest of you?
I'm gonna go over to the temple area and kind of tell us kind of a little bit because of his concern with the information about Maldraxxus and everything. He's gonna go seek some spiritual wisdom.
Sounds good. And Dallen?
Don's gonna go out and start doing some target practice.
Very nice. And Milo?
I was actually gonna head back to the library real fast and talk to Varys.
Alrighty. Now, for the rest of you three doing a bit of stuff, I'll have a religious check from Talos, and from, let's see, Dallen. I'll have you roll me a dexterity check, and Dane a strength check. Alright.
Don's not having a good day.
And then Talos, did you hear me about the religious check?
Yeah, trying to get this thing to pop up. It's having some issues.
It's all good. Just whenever you get it through. As you go into the library, Milo, you notice Varys just sitting down and starting to unravel another scroll and getting ready to read. And I forgot that's that high. Let me see here. Are you being sneaky at all, Milo, or are you just kind of coming in normally?
No, I'm just coming in normally.
Okay. As soon as you enter, his eyes immediately flick up to you and go, "Ah, you had something, perhaps something more private, Master Highhill?"
Unfortunately, yes. As we were in Antarctica for a while, we ran across a diva, and he said something to me that kind of shocked me. I was just wondering if you happen to know of anyone with the name of Toscobble.
Toscobble, you say, as he puts his fingers below his chin. He kind of raises his eyes upward a little bit, as if in deep thought. Let me see here.
I just put in my roll, by the way.
Very nice, very nice. As you mention the name and he starts to think about it, his eyes kind of scroll a little bit in the air, as if he's looking through different books or different information in his mind. He kind of stops at one point and then squints his eyes, seems to be thinking a little more, and then squints again. Interesting. I in fact have. From what I've heard, in another land, I believe Sturma, perhaps, there was an individual last name of Toskobble that, well, his family was reported murdered, house burned to the ground, and essentially, well, the Toskobble family was deemed somewhat eradicated, if you will. Although it seems as reports weren't quite thorough at the time, as it seems as if perhaps the patriarch of the Toskobble family, it was rumored that he may have survived. And,
Well, that's not wrong. However, from what the diva said, there was one other person that survived. Because that Toskobble that you're mentioning is I.
his eye cocks a bit and looks at you. Oh, wow. As he then kind of shakes his head a little bit. Okay, that makes sense. As he then, his eyes start moving erratically again. Yep. Okay, that's the connection. And then, yes, okay. As he looks at you again. Yes, alright, that all matches up with that. Interesting. Now, according to what I've read and what I've seen about, it's strange because it's not quite a Toskobble. It's strange because there was a report written at some point from an individual. It was noted because they seemed to, well, it seemed as if they were about to say something that seemed like Toskobble, as what they had in the report, but then it seemed to have been scratched out and replaced by something else.
And what would that name be?
Let me see here, as he kind of thinks really hard. Gotta check my notes now.
Okay. Hey guys.
Yeah?
Sorry to intrude. My family needs to do something with the internet. I'm not gonna be able to actually do this. I actually have to get off.
Alright. We'll wrap up before too long here. We'll Discord you if there's any changes or anything that comes up.
Alright. I apologize.
They're all good. We'll see you later.
Alright. I will try and watch the stream. But, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to play.
Oh, that's perfectly
there it
fine.
is.
I hope you have yourself a good one. We'll see you next week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Alright, anyway. Well, from what I can see here, it seems that the individual seems as if they were doing some odd and end jobs, and well, it seemed like, and he kind of flicks his eyes a few more times. From the reports that I've seen, it appears that, well, initially he seemed to almost go by that name. It seems as if, like I said, it got scratched out, and the name Figbottom appears, and from there, this Figbottom seems to have become quite a prominent individual.
And do you have anything of recent of where he might be?
Let me think here. Ooh. Dang, man, Varys has all the, like, when it comes to these kind of checks, he has all the rolls.
That's why I asked Ferris about this.
As he then kind of looks about a nearby library, he gets up and walks over to a book and pulls it out, and you watch as he kind of flips it like lightning fast, just and then he stops and yes, from what I can see here, this fig bottom appears to be some kind of well, you could say gunfire hire, I guess, is how Dallen would put it. He's a mercenary of sorts. Seems to be quite good at what he does. Although it seems that most reports don't exactly say what it is he does. It just seems to show here that he generally tends to go after, well, and he takes a closer look. Well, it seems the reports are not quite clear on exactly what he does. That's rather strange. It seems kind of roguish to me, if that's the case. And then he kind of eyes flick up to you and then back at the book. Well, whatever this individual, this fig bottom, has been up to, seems that they are very good at keeping secrets. Reminds me of someone else I know, as he gives you a bit of a wink.
As Varys looked at Milo, you're gonna see Milo have a proud father smile on his face, but at the same time, kind of with a grieving eyes.
Not much is known about this fig bottom. Seems that on the reports that we have here, it seems to talk more about what he is able to do and what he's been currently up to. From the reports here, it seems that they've been known to travel across the land to different locations. They've been able to, well, essentially some escort jobs. They've been able to hold their own against some bandits. Seem to be a bit of a venture themselves, it would seem. Although, as he then Varys takes another book and flips it to a couple more pages and cross-references a bit. Well, to the untrained eye, it would seem to be, well, unconnected, but I have noticed through a couple of these I've read previously, as well as seeing now, having a closer look at him specifically, there's been a series of strange occurrences on around the same times and locations that this fig bottom has been to. Some masterfully done assassinations that the murderer can never be located in a few spots. Reports of witnesses going missing here and there. Quite curious. As he kind of sits down and looks over it all. Well, curiously enough, from last that I see here, it seemed as if he seemed to be heading to Dundras, from what I could see here. Yes, from what I can see, it would appear that this fig bottom was intended from Sturma to Lancaster on a bit of an escort job. Looks to be a politician, and you could say an advisor from Sturma, heading over to Lancaster, doing some sort of deal, I imagine. I'm not quite sure what, but according to the latest reports of what I have here, and mind you that these are, as he looks at you, a bit of an older reports. These are from probably 3-4 months back. So whatever he's been up to since then, I cannot say.
Thank you, Varys.
Of course. I do hope, if you are searching for him, that you do locate him.
As do I. It's been far too long.
trying to make any deception or trying to hide anything?
Let Milo make a quick perception check real fast. And see if there's like anyone in the room other than the two of them.
With a 22, the library is has one other individual in it, an older lady who is kind of on the other side of the library, currently stocking up some books onto a very empty shelf.
And I would assume Milo's back would be turned to her just due to the conversation.
Mhm.
So, no, Milo would not try to be hiding anything right now.
Gotcha. As Varys gives him a slight smile. I can understand in a way how you might be feeling. Clearly not to the extent. The reports from what I saw were quite... I do hope that you are able to find them and perhaps regain that connection. Unfortunately, the reports don't seem to tell exactly what happened, only that there were 2 bodies found at the location. One's of a smaller statue, seemingly male, and then, of course, another female. The reports that I saw did not indicate exactly who or what were responsible, but it seemed as if both of them had died from, well, fire and smoke inhalation.
Actually, Varys, can you look up one more name for me?
Certainly. What do you have?
Strigadier.
And he kind of stops and thinks. I gotta try to find that, if we have notes for that. Strigadier. The name is vaguely familiar, as he kind of scrolls his eyelids a little bit. This is a individual that seems to be the leader of a thieves guild, as Varys cocks his head a bit. Is that the same one you're thinking of?
Unfortunately, yes.
I see. Well, unfortunately, due to the nature of what he does, there is not very much information on him. From what I can tell... Well, I suppose that makes some sense. Has been about 40 years since you've last seen him. There's no indication or any reports on his passing, but well, those can be hard enough to confirm in any case. And he kind of squints his eyes a little bit. That's strange. It seems reports of his sightings, or supposed sightings of him, are... Let me give him one more check for that. Oh, masterfully done. Ah. Strigadier, he's a changeling, isn't he?
Milo's gonna give Varys a very strange look. Like, how the fuck do you know that?
Well, after reading the reports and what little information there is about him, several of them describe this Strigadier going by this name, but then, well, the reports vary in his description. Many of them are quite unclear. Some of them indicate that, well, his face somewhat seems to be the same, and somewhat same hair and everything else, but then there have been slight differences. Change in his nose, a change in his eyes, that kind of thing. And, well, the only thing that I know of that would be capable of changes like that would happen to be either a mimic or a changeling. Changelings are quite rare, though, as they are, well, they're a bit ostracized by society normally, which would make sense as to why he would be the leader of a thieves guild. But I also know that, well, there is a bit of a black market for changelings in a way. As he kind of takes a look at you, sorry. Some other reports have said that there are certain magical artifacts that, well, clothing, you could say, that seem to use the skin of changelings. One that perhaps you might be familiar with, I'm not sure, but there are certain cloaks and hats that one can use to change your appearance or disguise yourself that happen to use the skin of a changeling. Quite gruesome and grim, I must say, but, well, like I said, it's quite black market. So he kind of looks through a few more reports. I'm afraid that there's not too much more about this Trickadier, although, by all standards, I don't imagine he could be alive, or if he was alive, he would be very old.
Unfortunately, he is still alive. I spoke to another contact of mine, and at the time, he said that the sighting of him in Port La Montagne was about 3 or 4 months ago at the time. I'm based on the day of today, it would be more like 5, maybe 6 months ago now.
Quite curious. Seems that his operations were based leagues away from here. I wonder what he must be doing in Dundras.
And that is a scary thought.
As he then
At least
switches
try.
gears a little bit, and he starts looking at a few other things. Well, this is quite curious. Yes. From what I can see here, it seems as if, now that I quite have a bit of a better understanding, you wouldn't happen to know if he has any other aliases he goes by, do you? This might be easier if I do this instead.
You know the name of Deekt? D-E-E-K-T?
Now that you mention it, I have seen that pop up in a few other reports as he goes through and brings up another pile of scrolls in his arms and lays them down the table and proceeds to kind of open a few of them. Yes, yeah. Ooh. Yes, I'm seeing there's quite a few criminal reports that go by that name as well. Interesting. And, well, let's see here. I know that this is not something that you usually approve of, but if you allow me, I might be able to perhaps provide a little bit more information if I had a bit more of a description on kind of some of his more general appearances, or perhaps at least from what he used to look like. Would you allow me to perhaps look into your mind a bit?
Milo's going to take a very, very deep breath.
Promise, so long as you focus purely on him, that I will only be able to get those. I will not be able to intrude any further.
Very well.
And you watch as he kind of like takes his hands and kind of twists it a little bit, and you see a bit of light come from them as his eyes seem to kind of glow for just a second as he stares at you. Yes, and as you continue to focus on like every iteration of, or perhaps whatever forms of him that you remember, you bring up, and as you do, Varys kind of squints a little bit and studies in his mind his eye for a second, and then after a minute, his eyes close. He goes, "All right. It'll take me a little bit of time to study, as there's not much information initially on him, but with this further information, I might be able to come up with a little bit more. Perhaps give me a day, Milo, and I might be able to come up with something more.
At this point, Milo is trying his best to hold back tears of after talking about his family and then remembering everything that happened. Sounds good, Varys. Thank you.
Of course, take all the time you need. I'll see what I can do, and terribly sorry if I brought up some terrible memories.
Alright. It's alright. As Milo stands up and gives a bow to Varys and then leaves for his room.
During this time, Dane, you have yourself a fairly decent training session. You don't do anything too terribly fancy, you just kind of get into the swing of things, just essentially take a few of the test weapons, and you hit a couple dummies, you practice some of your techniques, and it feels pretty nice.
Very nice.
Meanwhile, as you do so, you do hear from across the courtyard and some gunshots as you take a look over and you see Dallen taking some shots, reloading. And you're looking at the target that he's shooting at, and you see that he's not doing a terribly great job hitting his target, and you can see he's starting to get frustrated, and as he just kind of shakes himself off and proceeds to continue working on his aim. And meanwhile, Talos, as you head into the chapel, inside, it's pretty much empty. There's some pews in there, as well as altars where you see a few mixture of different gods. Statues are currently set up in different altars, ready for whoever wishes to pray upon them. You go up to the one to Bahamut, and you give a prayer. And as you give a prayer, you feel a warmthness, a warmth within your body, as you feel a slight connection to Bahamut, and it comforts you in a way.
Starts feels a little bit better about the situation. Still worried, especially with all the information gathered, especially about the inclination that paladins make, all those paladin orders make, walking straight into a trap. Still ready for work.
Yeah. As you think about the other paladins and the situation as it's starting to unfold, you feel as if Bahamut is keeping a good close eye on the situation, and you feel that he's going to provide what he can to aid those of under him in fighting this evil. As you can feel his strength coursing through your veins. As you all take the rest of the day to finish up your training, essentially take care of your needs. Night comes, you all get to enjoy yourselves a nice meal, as you all find yourselves in your room, or at least or in your general living quarters area. As Dallen kind of looks at you all, goes, I have a lot on my mind. I think we're gonna just head to bed now. Night, everyone.
Hey, Have a good evening.
Gives you all a nod with his head and then closes his door.
You turning in for the night, Talos?
Yes, sure. On I smell Draxus. Oh, we find final end.
You were breaking up a bit. I'm sorry.
I said, hoping that pondering the whole issue about Draxus. I'll go.
Yeah, Freddy's not getting any better. Talos is still breaking up pretty bad. Feel so bad.
Okay, how about now?
Feel so bad, Talos. I wish you were going
How about
through
now?
this.
A little better.
Hey, now?
Here. Let's go ahead and take a quick bathroom break, and then maybe you can work out your technical issues, since I do have to go use the restroom. So, sound good, everyone?
Very well.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll be right back after this bathroom break.
Oh, hi.
Hello there.
Salutation.
How's everyone doing?
Chilling.
Well. Everything all right?
Sorry, it caught me mid-yawn.
How's your mic situation going, Talos?
I think I got it.
It's definitely starting to sound a little bit better. So, are we all ready to get back into it then?
I am down.
Alright, then let's just get back in. As you all are just outside of your living quarters, I believe, Dane, you had asked a question to Talos.
Yes. I was asking if he's heading back to his quarters for the evening.
Yes, I'll be heading on. Catch that?
Yeah, I can't hear you again, I'm sorry.
I said, I was just pondering what we learned, especially about Drax.
There's, definitely does throw a, well, bit more mystery into this, into Maldarax's situation.
That it does.
He definitely needs to be dealt with once and for all. But she'll be retiring for the night, and you'll have a good one, Telos.
You as
And Dane's gonna wander into his room.
And as you make it into your room, you all get ready to go to bed for the night, doing your usual things. Anything you're up to, Milo?
No, Milo's just gonna be going to bed.
Alright.
Or trying to, I should say, with everything that Varys told him.
Naturally. Well, as you all gain your long rest for the night, some perhaps not as restful as the others, the morning comes and arrives, and it is a new day. So let me see here. Just date on my notes now. It is now, let me see here, what day is it? The 18th of Flame Rule.
And when we got to Port La Montagne, we had, was it 3 days until the ship arrived?
Yes, we were supposed to arrive on the 20th of Flame Rule, so you have about 2 days left.
Alright. I guess Dane's gonna head on down to the what's it? The kitchens for a hearty meal, or at least the dining area.
Sounds good. That's not the color I want. Sorry, I'm currently making some additions into the map because there's a few locations that require some naming.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alrighty. And so, Dane, you had to get some breakfast. Talos, I assume you do as well.
Oh, never miss it.
Yep. As you two enjoy your breakfast, you do notice that Milo isn't there yet.
Hey, wonder where Milo's gotten to. Normally he's already up and about.
I'm gonna roll to see if I can see him.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Oh, I don't see. Crap.
You tend to not care when Milo is missing. It's kind of par for the course at this point, and you're just like, "Oh, Milo's not here." Nah. As you just go back
More
eating.
food for me. More for me.
Everywhere.
Wait, it says you have a +6 to your perception. Is that right?
Apparently.
Oh, that's because of your proficiency bonus. That's why. I was like, wait a second. I don't remember you having that high of a perception. Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah. And as far as both of you could tell, Milo is just not in the room. And that's because, Milo, your thoughts take you back to the library as you're feeling a little anxious, and you kind of peeked in through the door to see if perhaps Varys is already up. You do actually see Varys somewhat hovering above the ground in a bit of what looks almost like an arcane stance. Hands kind of positioned in a way, and his eyes are just glowing as he's just kind of like, it almost seems as a bit of a breeze is coming from the room as he almost just seems to be shining in like arcane and like holy light.
I was just gonna sit down and wait for this to be finished since he doesn't know what exactly the fuck's going on with Varys right now.
You can give me an arcana check if you want. Yeah.
A 6!
You're like, ooh, this is some magic hooey-dooey going on here. And eventually, Varys floats down to the floor again, and his body becomes very slack as he goes, ugh, as he kind of collapses a little bit.
You alright there, Varys?
Unresponsive.
I was gonna go over and just try to do a quick medicine check on him, make sure he's still alive at least.
Yeah. 18. As you take a look, you can see that he's still breathing, but he seems to have passed out. As best as you can tell, especially with an 18. Physically, he seems a little weak, but it seems as if he's exhausted. And as you kind of go over him, his eyes flicker open and Milo,
You alright there, Varys?
Yes, sorry, is it morning already?
Yes it is.
Oh, as he kind of leans up a little bit, still sitting down. That required a little more than I thought it would.
If I might be so bold, what the hell were you doing?
Well, I was doing a rather, well, let's just say I was delving into the arcane arts to procure a little more information. What I have here, paper-wise, is a little on the limited side concerning many things, and, well, I don't imagine you're familiar with the spell Legend Lore.
Can Milo roll a Arcana check on that?
Yeah.
Or a history?
I'll say Arcana history of your choice. Yeah, 6.
I've got no fucking idea, Varys,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Yes, I didn't think so. It's a rather more complicated and higher level spell than most, but essentially, well, if you have something, an object, or if you have enough of a description of a person, place, an object, this spell can bring about a brief summary of whatever significant lore it is about what you're searching. It is a way of sometimes revealing, well, you could say, secrets, forgotten, or other information. I've used it in the past before to essentially learn the history and story of certain items, and, well, I've been using it sporadically to learn as much as I can about Maldraxxus, but, well, it is only so powerful, and I've been able to get a little bit from the past, but it's complicated, as he kind of just rubs his head a little bit. Oftentimes the information that I receive is cryptic in a way. But, as he kind of takes a good look at you, I was able to learn a little bit more about this Deekt, this changeling that you're concerned about.
And what did you find, if I may ask?
From what I was able to see, he changes forms often, which adds complication to the spell, but fortunately, the power of legend lore is able to discern through much of that and was able to keep a track of some of his past. I was able to see that obviously he had a difficult upbringing due to his heritage, but eventually found himself apt at espionage, sneaking around, roguish activities, and eventually became friends with this bugbear named Bonk.
Yep, that checks out.
And then eventually I do see that he came across this halfling, which does appear to be you.
I have no idea what you're talking about, let's move on.
Well, this halfling and the two of them, this Stigandir and this Bonk, formed quite a group known as the Deceived Embers, which seemed to start to grow over the years. And eventually, they even managed to land a very lucrative and very dangerous job. But before that they could accomplish this job, the halfling seemed to disappear on them. This individual, feeling betrayed, sought revenge upon this halfling, and, well, I'll skip that part. Afterwards,
Thank you.
Afterwards, though, it appeared that he continued to grow up this group, the Deceived Embers, into a more prominent thieves' guild. Until one day, it appears that after some time of some growing success, complications began to occur within their guild. It seemed as if, for what I could see, there was some questioning over his power, his authority. Several prestigious members of this guild seemed to start disappearing. Jobs started to go awry, and eventually the entire guild seemed to collapse.
I feel like there's going to be a butt here shortly.
Well, Stigandir and Bonk did manage to escape the ensuing chaos. Stigandir then proceeded to try traveling to somewhere else to start again, but was promptly stopped after mysteriously, right in front of him. The images were a little blurry, but it did appear as if Bonk was things get a little complicated from there as it becomes more recent information. It's a lot, very cryptic. It would take me much time to get through, but the long short story of it all is, it seems, from what I can tell, this Stigendir has been on the run. It seems that over the course of the last several years, he's received several injuries, but has been able to recover every time. But he seems to be being targeted. And he's been running from out of every other continent that one can even imagine, until he's managed to find his way here to Dundras, which is why he was apparently recently seen here. Now, what's curious is that from here, much of information about him is... I was not able to get much more, but it does seem that critically where he has gone has remained. It seems as if, well, I don't know if you might be able to get through this. Through the shadowy veil of darkness, the individual hides in the dark. We proceed to survive just barely, hunted by an enemy of the past, fated to meet up once more. Destinies align. The past will return to haunt him. I'm honestly not quite sure what that means.
Is there anything I can roll to kind of help me along here?
Give me a quick history check.
Fuck.
A 9. The riddle itself, things could be quite cryptic. It could mean honestly anything. Well, he has to be around here at Dundras somewhere. And well, this could be quite cryptic. Let's have a look at the map here. Varys kind of like, do you pull out like the map from Nampoodle, or?
I believe actually Dane has that, unfortunately.
Well, Varys will pull out a map, like a very older, cruder map of Dundras as he looks through it. And as you look through it, if you want, you can. Do you want to give him aid on this?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That'll give him an advantage on his check. Woo! And he needed it, because he got a 1 before and a 19 afterwards, plus his check. Now, from what I can tell, it was quite some time ago that he was last spotted here over in Port La Montagne, so he could have gone anywhere. But if I had to wager a guess, down here to the south, we have, of course, another citadel located down there. I highly doubt that he went there. Raven's Crest. It's a little too close to Sturma for what I can tell. Plus, it's a little more remote. I doubt that, from what I can understand, Stigendir would not quite want to go there. Here, I'll go ahead and pull you over on the map. From what you knew, I imagine you might know more about him than I do, obviously. When generally he was looking to survive or essentially stay out of the way, what essentially would he be looking for?
Unfortunately, with as much time has passed since I last interacted with him, he could be anywhere. However, I'm assuming, because of our line of work, he would try to do something that I did, and disappear.
Which would make quite a bit of sense, so he was obviously probably looking for somewhere a little more remote. Perhaps not a bigger city, perhaps something, maybe a smaller city, something that he could still perhaps be able to get supplies, information he needs. But with his history of wanting to hit larger marks and wanting to start again, I imagine he would want to stay close to some major outlet. Now, I doubt that he would have gone to Duskwood, because what happened to Duskwood, even if he was nearby there, he would have fled just after the meteorite would have hit, forcing it elsewhere. So I highly doubt that he would have gone there. The strange political and, well, that war you were talking about that happened over in Ira Draconis, I doubt that he would have stuck around there as well. Just based off of history that I've had with individuals like him. Now, Raven's Crest, there is a smaller outlet located right here that I feel as if that might have been a location he could have gone to. It is a fairly close location to the Kingdom of Raven's Crest, but I feel... Do you know how Stingendeer felt about swamps?
I can't fucking remember, man. It's been too long.
Fair enough. Well, it is a possibility that perhaps that he may have ended up over there. That, I believe, is known as Evergreen Harbor. And I'll go ahead and put that on this map here. That place in particular, from what I know, seems to be known for its bustling port city, bustling markets, docks, has quite a nightlife, supposedly. Let's see here. There's Stormwatch Citadel, located down here. I don't believe he would have gone down there, though, as from what I understand about that place, the Stormwatch Citadel is perched on the edge of the sea. It's a well-fortified city known for its strong defenses and strategic importance, helping to protect this part of Dundras from maritime threats. Somehow I feel as if perhaps that's not quite his area that he would want to go to. Let's continue to look around. And located way off to the west there, I believe that there is known as, let's see here. Yes. Silvercrest Kingdom. It's a little more remote, but as I said before, it's a little too close to Antiva, as well as, of course, closer towards Sturma. I feel doubtful that he would want to remain somewhere quite that close. And as he continues to kind of mull over the map, you happen to notice a particular name of a smaller town.
You tell?
As Varys is kind of going over it, your eyes happen to come across what appears to be a small village nestled south of High Yorvasker, up in the mountains. Essentially within a few days' travel distance to both High Yorvasker and Lancaster, called Shadowvale.
And what about this place up here?
Oh, as you kind of pointed out, Shadowvale. Now, I'm not sure as familiar about that location. It seems to be a small town, a small city, somewhat nestled in the shadow of the mountains. From what I know, it seems to be... As he then kind of blinks a little bit and then looks at you and blinks at it again. And then kind of slaps his forehead. But of course, that would make so much more sense. The Shadow of the Vale. Shadowvale. And then he kind of looks at you. That place is known for serving as a hub for clandestine activities, espionage. Quite a few criminals have been caught up heading towards that city to try and disappear after being caught as criminals in Lancaster. And he kind of looks at the map and looks at the proximity to Lancaster and High-Yorvesker. It's nestled high in the mountains in a very shadowy location. I feel as if that would help explain a bit of that ritual that we saw. And it's ideally for an individual like that wanting to disappear but still have access to some high society and perhaps being able to scout out some high marks. I mean, there's plenty of wealth in Lancaster, and High-Yorvesker is, of course, a very prominent dwarven kingdom. There's a high chance that he might be located there.
Thank you for this information, Varys. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course, I just wish I could have been more of help. Whether he's still alive or not, it's hard to say. Legend Lore will unfortunately not divulge that information to me, but what I could definitely tell is that they were definitely on the run from something. And from what, I'm not sure. But it seemed very good at keeping track of him up until he reached Dundras, though.
At this point, I will take whatever I can get, and this has been more than enough.
I think I'm going to go and meditate a little bit to rest my eyes.
Would you care to join us for breakfast first, before you meditate?
Sure. A little meal would probably be nice, as he shakily stands up and, having rested enough, just by sitting down, and he joins you as Dane and Talos, as you finish eating up breakfast with Dallen. The three of you notice Milo and Varys come in. Varys looking a little bit on the paler side than you saw him last night, and some baggier eyes, as he comes, sits down, and begins to eat some food.
Oh, morning. Hope you haven't been staying up too late.
Now you know me. When I simply get into a subject, I just simply can't break myself away.
Well, get yourself some food and then some proper rest.
Oh, I shall, don't you worry. I hope you all had a good night yourself. There's nom, 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 nom.
Somewhat with information, mostly pondering that information you divulged about the undead situation feeling.
Understandable. I hope I will be able to have more information once I make my way up to. Oh, this is good. Once I make my way up to, of course, Blackheart's Haven, we should hopefully have a little more information.
If anything, I can also probably one of my sisters, see if they have any their powder.
And as Varys proceeds to finish up his meal, he gives you all a slight bow and... Oh, excuse me. I will be off to rest now. As he goes up to meditate.
Alright. Enjoy your rest. Once that guy's up.
Once he goes and leaves, you all are left to finish up your meals. As would Milo have a bit of more of a steely determination in his eyes?
Hey, what? Sorry.
More of a steely determination in his eyes than before?
Yeah, I would say so.
Anyone that happens to pay attention to Milo will notice that he looks a lot more determined than he did prior. As he finishes up his meal.
Yeah, very good.
Afterwards, you all are left free to roam the Citadel or do whatever you wish. But don't speak up all at once.
Hey, sorry, I had to deal with DoorDash. They dropped off the phone.
Ooh, what'd
I
you
had to
bring
run
us?
out before they drove off. Oh, they gave me the wrong order, so I had to run out before they gave it to Dave. I was like, this is not me. This is not even the right address.
Ah, jeez.
But the message thing is sending it as if, oh yeah, your DoorDasher just dropped off your stuff, and I'm like, no, they didn't.
No, they did not.
Wrong item.
Yep, I'm like, I look at the bag, and I'm like, the bag seems pretty light, and I turn it around to see what the order number and everything, and I'm like, this is not even the right address. This is like 4 blocks down the road.
Ah, jeez. So, as you all finish up and your meal and you make your way out of into the halls, Dallen kind of looks over outside the window and goes, "Ah, I think I see the train coming in. I'm gonna go see if Fradnir's on it and welcome him in if he's here. I'll catch up with you guys later, alright?"
Hey,
Milo's going to quickly kind of just try to hide and talk his Fradnir and be like, "I'm already here, Dallen."
Let me roll for him. Okay, well, he doesn't see you. Do a deception check now.
With advantage, so 27.
As he starts looking around like, what Fradnir? Where are you? Why didn't you let me know you were here already? Fradnir, as he starts to look around.
I feel like this is gonna go on all day.
Well, dang it, where'd he go? Where's Milo anyway? Whatever. You all have yourself a good one. I'm gonna go see if I can't find him. Fradnir! As he starts to run away.
Milo's gonna pop out from underneath the table. Where'd Dallen run off to?
I went off looking for his brother, who's apparently already here.
No.
Hey Milo,
Yes.
during your exploration of the some of the back tunnels of the Citadel, you wouldn't happen to come across any trophy rooms, have you?
What you mean by a trophy room?
Hey, just somewhere where we can pop up some of the items that we found and display them. I don't really want to be carrying this around all the time. I'm just going to pull out Gonna pull out. I've forgotten his name right now. Fuck.
Thanatos' son's sword.
Yeah, Thanatos' sword.
I mean, you know a place for it. However, you won't be seeing it again.
Murph smacks his lips.
No.
It would still be inside the Citadel. It would just not be viewed by anyone.
I mean, it possibly is a dangerous item, so it might be prudent to actually put it away. And I'm guessing you've got a vault somewhere.
I don't have a vault anywhere. I don't know what you're talking about.
Inside check there.
Bollocks.
And then you remember, we all have a vault, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, there is the big one down the hall over there. It's gonna point in the general direction of the actual vault.
The fucking what?
You didn't see the big one?
To be fair, the first time you guys came here... Actually, no, I was here, never mind. No,
You were rearranging furniture.
Yeah, Dallen was the only one that didn't know about the vault. Because Dallen wasn't here, Greyhound was.
I've been delving into quite a few vaults my time. So every once in a while, one will just kind of forget my memory, especially if it's empty.
Well, would you like to fill it a little bit? And Dane's just gonna kind of push away from the table and start slowly making his way towards the main vault.
Yeah, Milo will join him. However, he has nothing that he will add to it as of right now.
I have a lot of random crap on me.
So does Milo.
Oh yeah.
Actually, wait, don't we need Dallen for that also?
I can't actually remember. I can't remember
Since
if we need all. I think we need all four of us.
I believe so. Alright, give me 1 second, I'll bring him over. Dallen, where are you? I'm heading over to the main vault inside the Citadel.
Hey, Fradnir, stand still as you hear Dallen pattering across, and then he comes around the corner, scream, and then sees you. Milo, I just heard Fradnir over here. Did you see him?
I didn't see him, but I heard him. It sounded like he was going towards the vault. Actually, we're all headed there anyway. If you'd be so kind to help us open up the vault.
Yeah, sure. But come on, let's go. As he then runs over.
Talos, you coming along?
Wait, you guys.
Alrighty. We're all gonna make our way off to the vault.
Alright. It doesn't take you very long. Before you stands the imposing vault of Starfall Citadel. It looks like a fairly heavily reinforced vault door with, of course, the like I gave you a description before, several slots for keys, of which you all have. And after you all insert your keys and turn them, Talos, you take the large hinge and you give it a crank as the door slowly opens, revealing a fairly open room Within, you see the walls look well reinforced, and much similar to how that vault was out in the underwater. You see that the main area has several chairs, tables, meant to either display stuff or to perhaps sit down or count stuff. But you also see some individually, like barred off like smaller rooms within that seem to have an individual keys, with, of course, the names of prominent individuals on them. You see Namfudel, you see Dallen, you see Talos, you see Dane marked on each of these little spots, and within you see some safe boxes, chests, etc. that currently seem to be empty. And in the far back, you do see another one that seems to have a sign on it that says the Treasury. And then there you do see a couple of actual like chests and whatnot that seem to actually be locked and closed, and a few lock boxes that perhaps there's something in those.
Milo will head over to one of them.
As you head over to it, you take your key and you unlock the door to the smaller room. And as you peer in, you do see a small collection of gold coins and some platinum gathered up in some of the chests, and a note in there that basically said, like, as you take a look at it, it seems like I won't have you give a check for it. You're pretty familiar. You've come across several of these in your time, and perhaps maybe you've stolen several of them in your time. But you see what appears to be payroll logs.
Okay, so it's the actual treasury of the treasury.
It's the
Or
treasury of the
treasures.
vault.
Yeah.
Malo's just gonna set Morse down inside the chest.
He goes down there and he looks up at you like, hmm?
You know what you need to do right now, come on.
I mean, are you sure this is the actual payroll of the actual Citadel itself?
Milo kind of takes a look at the note again. Grab Morse back.
Yeah, you see certain individual names of like some of the guards and some of the servants that you've seen are in there, and you see a couple weeks worth of records of how much they got paid, and exactly like keeping track of the funds essentially going throughout the entire Citadel.
Sorry guys, force of habit.
And if you all want to look inside the Dundras Discord, and down in Starfall Citadel, there is a section called the Vault. And essentially, you all can record exactly, when you're here at Starfall Citadel, you can record exactly what you want to store away that you can retrieve later at any time once you return to Starfall Citadel. This way you can remove it from your inventory, clearing up some space, but still you can have a record of it somewhere of essentially what you've stored away.
Very nice.
And since each of you have your own individual sections inside the vault, you can basically post as your own character in the vault channel, and you can edit it, of course, as any time to either remove or add stuff as you see fit. And so, yeah, it'd be another means of keeping track outside of your character sheet, so that way if things start to get convoluted, you can be like, yeah, I don't want to carry this anymore, but I still want to make sure we keep track of it. So, and it'll essentially be like a public record for any of the other players as well, that you can be like, oh yeah, like we all remember that you put this in this vault.
Nice, nice.
So in your free time, if you wanted to clean something up out of your inventory, yeah, you can post it here later at your leisure, but we can just kind of TLDR say that you deposited what you did, or if you didn't, you just took a note of what was in there and left the vault, or whatever you guys feel like.
That sounds good. Nice way of keeping track of stuff as well.
Yeah.
Dane's gonna look towards the locked door at the back of the vault. Wonder what's in there.
Way to find out. Talus starts walking toward it.
Which thing?
So there was another door at the back of the vault, right?
Oh, that was the one that had the treasury on it that Milo went to already.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Oh,
Yeah, it was similar to like graded like room, much like how the rest of your all's rooms were. Except it specifically had it like each one has a sign on it. That one said treasury, specifically to indicate like where the funds of the Citadel are being stored.
Okay. Fair enough. And you said there were like closed lock boxes just out on the main vault, outside of like our personal areas.
Yes, outside there were some additional like chests, lock boxes, as well as, of course, some places that one could display things such as obviously armor, arms. Essentially, it's meant to be not only just like a vault, but also to kind of like show off a bit, in case anyone wanted to just kind of like peruse the valuables of the Citadel.
Oh, 1 second.
I thought Tyler said hiccups then for a second. Dan's gonna go over to one of the closed chests and have a look at it.
As you open up, it is empty.
Fair enough. Gonna go to some of the other ones. Just having a wander at this point.
Yep, it's easy enough just to kind of go about the room. As you entered, there were sconces and everything across the walls that did light up magically as you entered. Seemed to be activated once the doors were opened to provide enough light for viewing in here. It's easy enough to tell that even from the inside, like you can't hear anything from the outside when you're in here. You like everything just kind of is a little echoing at the inside, indicating that like this vault has been well crafted to be resistant to like almost any kind of intrusion, save some sort of perhaps world-ending event.
Can Milo go ahead and go back outside and take a look at how thick that vault door is?
Yeah, easy enough. As you essentially head out of, like, you can easily just tell the thickness of it through the actual, like, gate, like, door of the vault itself, as you can kind of see how thick that wall is. Let me see here. Oh, I thought he put that in here somewhere. Let me see here. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's that. Alright, so as you take a look, you can see that the vault door itself is rather hefty and large. Obviously, it's hard to see the actual mechanisms of the lock, as it seems to be plated in metal itself. The thickness of the door almost matches the thickness of the wall. This seems to be just slightly smaller in order to be able to fit and open up and close easily enough. But you can see that the walls of the vault seem to be about 2 to 2.5 feet thick.
Oh, okay.
Indicating something that is nice and secure, as a safe should be.
There's a vault.
All that better be secure.
And so from here, is there anything else you all wanted to do?
I'm debating if I'm gonna put that new cloak that I got from that
From the underwater temple?
yeah, because it has a kind of a weird, like one of that like that being a paladin and all. It's like having the feeling of what this thing entails, of what it might be a part of. It's kind of like that feeling.
Understandable.
Like he knows that it can be of use, but at the same time, it's like.
So you go into your little storage area and you proceed to place it in one of the storage containers inside, keeping it safe for later.
So know that it's safe.
And remember to post inside the vault channel itself to keep track of anything and everything that you place within.
Mm.
Dane's gonna go into his vault section and put the Inarian scimitar he's been holding onto for stupid amount of time, and Lord Thanatos' greatsword just. Well, the greatsword will probably put on display in there, but the Inarian scimitar is gonna pop in one of the boxes.
Sounds good. Little souvenirs that you've kept over time.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking on the Discord. I don't see the vault.
Scroll all the way down. It's in the Starfall Citadel drop down below important links. It's like almost towards the bottom.
Yeah, it's a little
There we go.
little down there. We got a lot of channels, a lot of stuff open in the Discord for keeping track of stuff. And there's probably even there's definitely a lot more that you all can't even see that I can.
I don't even want to think about that.
Essentially, this vault is a good way for you guys to be able to safely store something away that you don't want to sell or get rid of or toss, but you want to be securely kept away, or for perhaps you want to come back and get later at some other time. as you'll finish up your business in the vault. Was there anything further you wanted to do?
Milo's gonna give Dane his key for the vault and tell him to close him inside.
You want me to lock you in the vault?
Yep.
Alright. I guess hammer on the back of the door when you want to be let out?
Nah, there won't be any need for that, but okay. In case this goes wrong, I will.
We'll be nearby just in case. And if everyone else is ready, we'll head out of the vault and lock it up behind, leaving Milo in the vault.
Dallen will kind of look at you, Milo, and look back at you, Dan, and go like, well, I mean, I'm not sure if I like this idea, but I guess, I mean, so long as we have this key, we can still just get him out. Okay, as he just kind of steps outside the vault and just kind of stands there with his key at the ready. And do you follow suit, Talos?
Yep. Yeah, I follow suit.
Alright. And so, as they all step out, they close the vault door. You watch as the door, and then chunk, you hear as electric mechanisms activate, and you watch as the lights from the sconces around you go out until it's pitch black inside.
Very well, Milo will then activate Ghost Walk and walk through the fucking door.
Alright. As you activate Ghost Walk, you float up and you start to go through like the thickness of the wall. And as you do, you start to feel some weird resistance. As you feel your ethereal form starting to vibrate a bit. And make me a Constitution saving throw. Ooh.
17?
We'll take half of this. As... Ooh, jeez. You feel like this resistance from the wall. You're able to get partially through it, but then there's something within that seems to be preventing you from moving, and within a few seconds of you trying, you somewhat get stuck in the wall, and your form gets expelled out from the wall back into the vault. And you take 9 points of force damage. And you feel just an immense amount of pain from trying to work your way through that wall, and you're like, ow, ooh! As you realize you are not able to phase through the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna start banging on the door then.
You got Talos, Dane, and Dallen rolled perception check.
4.
Oh no!
And they have advantage with it since I'm very close to the door.
I got 19.
Talos, you are able to just hear tick, 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 like the tiniest of taps. Whereas Milo, from inside, you're like bam, 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 like okay, okay.
I think that might be him. Let's open. I want to open just.
Hey,
I wonder why he's just tapping. Well,
he's probably
he did
tried
say
to do something on the inside, and it's kind of backfired on him.
Dallen comes up
I
and
know.
puts his key in the door.
Well, he did say that was not knocked.
Hey, let's open it up.
Might as well.
As they're about to start opening it up, Milo's gonna take an extra dagger he has and use the pommel of it and just wham on it, on the door, just to make sure.
You hear as the door begins to open, and you kind of have to jump back a bit as it swings in your direction. And the lights
Okay.
come on, make a side.
No
Didn't
one's
work
breaking
out,
into
right?
that.
I'm guessing
What?
you tried some shenanigans and it backfired on you.
I was testing the integrity and anti-theft measures on the door, and yes, they did work.
Hey, good to know that we can. The treasurer spared no expense on that.
Well, he's the treasurer. What would you expect? Anything less?
I mean, after all the money's put into us, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to walk out, and we're good to close this back up.
I'm gonna hand Milo back his key.
Thank you.
Well, let's lock everything up. Sure.
Hey.
Put the key back in. You close the vault again, and it is secure. And you'll feel a little bit more safe about how safe and secure it is. You have a seemingly nearly impenetrable vault.
No, there's no inside. In case some inside. Maybe that's a security.
Let's see.
My father did tell me stories about vaults some far land that they would only check the vaults once every 100 or so years to see if anyone's got inside.
Well, I guess that's one way of making sure that thieves don't make off with their wealth.
Well, it was not sure which race has been hired. Some type of thing. But 100 years to them might not be much.
And as you all just kind of take solace in the fact that how safe your secure your vault is, you all head on out to the rest of the Citadel to kind of do whatever you want. Imagining, since you have a few days left, was there anything you all in particular wanted to do?
Not really on my end.
Probably gonna send a message to sister, updating her the current situation that's going on as best he can within the limited amount of words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like anything
Things just gonna-
particular, like about Maldraxxus or?
Primarily about Maldraxxus, about reports of possible new location, worry of about possible targeting of paladins. Westwood.
I gotcha. she'll quickly kind of have a response, just basically saying that it's terrible to hear. And she'll see if they have any reserves that they could send to assist, but their investigation seems to be more in the west at the moment. As you kind of recall that they were looking into perhaps an old enemy of the family possibly being located somewhere on the west side of Dundras.
On that, this House is also going to go and write out some information that he write on parchment board. Probably send over. Possibly can. There's able to, if they are able to get a runner to get to Duskwood safely to report up the update about what's going on over on this side, and the possibility that Paladin and Duskwood maybe actually be goaded into being a target.
Sounds good. So, with that, if you want to, we can do some. We could probably do some time skip from here at this point if you want, as you all make some preparations and head back to Port La Montagne, where eventually you'll probably be looking for the ship that will then take you over to Raven's Crest.
Very good.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm done with that.
Alrighty. Okay, we can go ahead and do that. I'd hate to do too much more since Dallen isn't here. If you're all in agreement, maybe we can have each of you write up what you all would be doing for downtime. Essentially, for the first couple days that you essentially are waiting for the ship, and then because what I've kind of told you all before. Like, if or when you do go on to the ship, decide to take that passage to Raven's Crest, you'll essentially, like due to the security and safety of that ship, you'll essentially have like a couple weeks of in-game downtime, of which you won't have to do any defending or anything else. So you could literally do any number of things. So if your character wanted to do like training or do something to prepare, do some sort of self-improvement, something like that, you can write that down in each of your character things, and essentially you can have that going on over the course of during this next week. If you wanted to all put that down, if you all agree to that.
Sure.
Oh, sounds good. I'm down.
Alrighty. Guess I know it's a little bit early, but I just don't want to go too much further without Dallen, and I hope you all understand.
I get you.
He's all fine.
Yeah. And this will give you another week to maybe work on your microphone issues, Talos.
Oh yeah, my new microphone should be in by tomorrow at the late.
That'd be perfect then. So, well, in agreement then, I'll say that as you all finish up a couple more days of rest at Starfall Citadel, taking care of some training, some errands, whatever you all see fit, you all will be packing up your gear and preparing to make your way back to Port La Montagne to make your journey at long last to Raven's Crest. And so from there, that is where we're going to end the episode for today. As the dark clouds begin to rise from the horizon, What new dangers and adventures await our players? Find out on the next exciting episode of The Adventures in Dundras.